I'm Patty Kay, and this is the U-Shaped Business Show, and today is broadcast number 30, which puts me at the end of my 30-day experiment with producing a daily Facebook Live, at least Monday to Friday. And so I thought what I would do today is share with you 7 lessons that I learned from this experience. I could probably share, 100 lessons. There's been a lot, but I'll share 7 of them with you. Beginning with number 1 is that fear disappears quickly. We overcome fear by doing the things that scare us, and showing up live on Facebook, putting my face on video was a huge fear for me. It's something that I avoided for a long, long time, putting my face on video just in general. And what I found was that the very first broadcast was the hardest. The second one was a little bit easier. It got easier, easier and easier over time. And interestingly enough, what I discovered in the first week is the first broadcast was super scary. The second one, less scary. The third one was okay. And it got better throughout the week. And then the next Monday, the fear kind of ramped up a little bit, but not nearly as much as before. And I think that what's important when we overcome our fears is that we need to do them over time. It takes time and repetition, and doing something once isn't enough. And this is what makes a 30-day challenge a really nice container for this kind of work. Is it's 30 days. There's that repetition and that consistency. And I haven't felt scared about doing these things in a while now. So yes, the fear doesn't go away. It goes away pretty quickly. I was having a chat with one of my past clients about this, and she said, she referred to fear as being a veil. And I thought that was a great description. It's because once we walk through that veil, we wonder what we were so worried about to begin with. And that has definitely been my experience with this whole Facebook Live broadcasting thing, which makes me think, I wish I'd taken it on. I wish I'd taken it on earlier. So if you've been thinking about doing something like this, do it now. Okay. Observation number 2. This one is for my friends who hesitate to show up on video because they don't like how they look, or they don't like how they sound on audio. They don't look like how they look on the screen. And that was one of my big hesitations too, not liking how I look, comparing myself to others, noticing that most of the women that do Facebook Live broadcast video of any sort happen to be extremely attractive. A lot of them look like fashion models or movie stars, and it's like, that's not me. And so this whole thing about who am I to show up on video when I have a face for radio. And here's what happened. It's really interesting, is I got used to seeing myself. I cringed the first couple of times when I saw myself on video. Then I got used to seeing my face. It just became familiar. And if you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, they pick 3 thumbnails for you to choose from, and they all look like me, like a fish, because I talk on video. So it's just 3 random pictures of me with my mouth open. But now that looking at my face is familiar, I'm even starting to think that I look kind of cute. So this was a really unexpected side effect. Really like it. So highly recommend it. Just show up on video. You'll get cuter. It's really cool. Number 3, avoid carrot juice. Don't drink carrot juice right before the broadcast. I made that mistake one day, and I was totally distracted by looking at my orange tongue on one of the videos. With the software I'm using, I can see my face as I am talking to you, and I just kept seeing my orange tongue. So a little tip there, avoid the carrot juice. Number 4 is that creativity loves constraints, and having a relentless deadline of having to show up every day, 30 days in a row, and create some content really meant that I needed to make quick decisions. What am I going to talk about today? I needed it. immediately bypassed all of the overthinking. Oh, I could talk about this or I could talk about that. What would be the best thing? And also perfectionism. I'm on camera at 10 o'clock, so I need to be ready to say something. So it bypassed a lot of those things. And those are the things that were keeping me from producing content, is that the overthinking, the analysis by paralysis. And here's the recognition with this, is the ducks don't need to line up. Nothing has to happen in a specific order. So if you've been stuck with the idea of creating content because you have too many ideas, you have too many things to say, and you can't quite get it in order and you don't know where to start, I cannot recommend a challenge like this highly enough. It can change everything for you, because you just show up and you say things and you bypass that overthinking, overanalysis, and you just get it done. And I had a conversation with somebody about this, and she's like, oh, if I make a structure and I show up every day at a certain time, that might shut down my creativity. And it's like, no, it's the opposite. Having that structure really supports creativity. And I resisted this for years. So experiment, try it. That's the whole idea behind a 30-day experiment. You try something and you find out whether or not you like it, whether or not it works for you. Number 5, the idea of capacity and limitation. And I've talked about this a lot. As solo entrepreneurs, time and energy are 2 really big constraints that we have. So I had a couple of surprises with this. The first one being that I was able to do a video and a blog post every day. Like, that was far more than I thought that I had the capacity for. Before that, I was struggling to do 1 post a week, and look at this, I can do 1 every day. But I also came up against the energy limitation. Our time is not restricted just by hours in a day. It's restricted by the amount of energy that we have. We have better hours than others. And creating content, writing blog posts, showing up on video, sharing information is creative, and it requires a kind of creative energy, and we only have so much of it in a day. And what I found with this is that I could easily let this project suck up all of that energy if I let it. Parkinson's law, the time that it requires to create a task, like the task will fill it. If you allow all day, it will take all day. So definitely something to keep in mind, something I learned. Number 6, the idea of having a body of work. You can't have all greatest hits. Once again, this is a message for those of us who have this perfectionist point of view, when you look at 30 posts, 30 videos, 30 days, 5 of them are going to be the best, 5 of them are going to be the worst, and the other 20 are going to be somewhere in between. So that was something that I knew about theoretically, but by doing this experiment, this relentless fast, I knew sometimes when I got on cameras, or right after I got off camera, I'm like, that was not my best work. That was one of the bottom 5. And alternately, there were times where I go, nailed it. That was one of the best. So the other piece of this about having a body of work is that the pieces of content that I like the best were not necessarily the one that my viewers and readers like the best. So doing a project like this gives you some feedback from the people who are watching you. Like, what are they interested in? What do they react to the most? Which ones do they like? Which ones do they read? So I find that out through Facebook itself, but also because I've been publishing them on my blog and sending them out to my email list, I can see which ones people are reading, which are the most interesting to them. And within this experiment, time management. Everybody likes time management. How do I get more stuff done in less time? The whole, when I talked about productivity, those were the most important posts to people. So that was interesting to me, not necessarily what I expected when I started. Item number 7. audiences don't just show up. And I've talked to my clients about this before. We have huge worries about being seen, about being visible, about, oh my God, I'm going to put myself out there and all the people will be looking. But the reality is the most I've had for my broadcast is like 3 viewers for any 3 live viewers all at one time, and that was the most I've got. So it's crowded out there. Facebook doesn't share page content very generously with the people who signed up to see it. So if you want to be seen with your content, you actually need to do a fair amount of promoting. So what this does is it gives an incredible amount of freedom to experiment and to try and to learn without the pressure of having people watch you. So that really takes away some of that pressure. And yes, Monica, hello. Monica's been here like every day watching me. Hello. Thank you for being here. Making me feel like I'm not speaking to myself. But yes, so if you're worried that you're going to have too many eyes looking at you if you go live, don't worry about that. People aren't all that interested. So yes, you will grow into it. As Barbara Sher once said, when somebody said this, she's like, you'll never be that famous. Don't worry about too many people looking at you. You know, she's got 7 best-selling books. She's been on PBS and on TV. She's been on Oprah. She's got a TED Talk. And yeah, she can walk through Central Park walking her dog without anyone knowing who she is. So if that's your fear about being too visible, having too many people watch you, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. So what's next? Now that the experiment is over, I'm going to continue to do the live broadcasts, but not every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays is what I have on my calendar to show up live. I have more interviews lined up. I won't be doing them live. I'll be recording them and then posting them. And I'm also going to do some more educational posts with the PowerPoint slides that really don't lend itself to this kind of a broadcast. That's something else that I learned. So I'll be showing up here live on camera Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. And in between that, I'll be sharing some of my older posts that I've done in the past. I'll be sharing interviews and I'll be sharing some educational content that I'm creating that probably won't have my face on it. So that's the plan. I will have something here for you every day at 10 o'clock. Have a fantastic idea. Have a fantastic idea. Have a fantastic day. If you'd like to check out my body of work, you can see me at pattykay.com. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.